Gaming gets called waste of time all the time, which is funny because somehow lying in bed scrolling TikTok for 2 hours until your brain feels like a wet cardboard is treated like a normal evening. And look, I get it, gaming can absolutely be a waste of time. I'm not saying every gaming session is personal development. If you play League at 3 AM at the end of night questioning humanity, that might not be peak productivity. But I do think gaming gets judged way harder than a lot of other things we do for entertainment. Because when you're playing a game, you're usually at least involved in it. You're making choices, learning how something works, reacting to what's happening, remembering systems, following a story, or trying to solve a problem. Alright, grab some coffee and get comfortable because I need to defend gaming for once. The thing with social media is that it's designed to be frictionless. You open the app for 1 minute and suddenly you're watching a stranger argue with another stranger about a topic you never even cared about, followed by a cooking video, followed by a drama from a person you never heard of, followed by somebody telling you that you've been breathing wrong your whole life. And somehow none of it feels like a decision. It just happens. That's what makes doom scrolling so weird. You don't really choose an experience, you just keep accepting the next one. Gaming is different because even a simple game asks you to participate. You have to understand what's going on, you have to pay attention, you have to do something. That doesn't make every game some deep intellectual exercise. I mean, sometimes you're just mining in Minecraft while listening to music and avoiding your responsibilities in a very peaceful way. But even that is still more active than letting an algorithm spoon feed you content until you forget why you even opened up your phone. Games are interesting because they teach you systems without making it feel like homework. You start a game confused, then slowly understand the rules. You learn what works, what doesn't, what the game expects from you, and how to get better. That process is basically learning. Portal teaches you spatial thinking without ever sitting you down like a math teacher. Civilization makes you plan ahead and then punishes you when your great empire turns into a financial suffering. Baldur's Gate 3 makes you think through choices, builds, positioning, consequences, and whether you should trust a suspicious character who is clearly about to ruin your life. Disco Elysium is basically a book that occasionally lets you embarrass yourself in public. And competitive games, when they're not turning people into keyboard philosophers, are full of timing, communication, reaction speed, and decision making under pressure. Again, this doesn't mean gaming is always productive, but it does mean games often ask more from you than people give them credit for. And then there's the story side. People respect movies and books as meaningful, but games still get treated like they're just toys. And they are toys in a way. That's not an insult. Toys are good, fun is good. Not everything needs to be a tax document for the soul, but games can also tell stories in a way that only games can. Because you're not watching a character make decisions, you're moving through the world yourself. You choose where to go, how long to stay, what to interact with, and sometimes what kind of person you want to be inside that world. That makes certain moments hit harder. A cutscene can be emotional, but a choice you made 10 hours earlier coming back to haunt you, that's different. A world you explored yourself feels different from a world a camera showed you. That's why games can stick with you for years, not because they're always useful, but because they can be meaningful in a way passive entertainment often isn't. Obviously, balance matters. If gaming is destroying your sleep, your mood, your work, your relationships, or your ability to speak to another human being without saying skill issue, then yeah, maybe go take a walk. But that's not a gaming problem specifically, that's a mindless consumption problem. You can waste a day gaming, but you can also waste a day scrolling, binge watching, arguing online, or watching videos about how to become productive while doing absolutely nothing productive. The question is not, is gaming always good? It's not. The better question is, compared to what? Compared to doom scrolling, a good game can be creative, social, challenging, relaxing, emotional, or genuinely rememberable. It can make you think, it can make you focus, it can give you a story you actually participate in. And sometimes it can just give you a fun night with friends, which is also worth something. So no, gaming is not automatically a waste of time. Sometimes it's one of the better ways to spend your free time, especially compared to scrolling social media until your attention span gets messed up. Subscribe and I will love you forever. Mwah. Bye.